Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? I hope you're all doing super well. I have Josiah here with me, and we're here to talk to you about the state of the channel. Say hi, Josiah.
Stop.
Hi, everybody.
What is going on?
So, first things first, for those of you that are new here, I'm Doxy. You might hear me referred to as Mallory once in a while. We try to do Doxy though.
Because that's her real name. Mallory was her screen name on Twitch for a long time.
Yeah, but my real name is a derogatory term used for women, implying that they were promiscuous, used by pirates.
Is that why that's your name? I didn't know that. I always thought it was just because you dox people on your free time.
Well, I mean, that is one of my hobbies, but that's just coincidental.
Like you're always out there posting personal information and stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I do with my time. Anyway, this is Josiah, Dungeon Dad, Dungeon Papa, and he is going to be on the channel a lot. We are merging communities.
You've been merged. I feel like Ashton Kutcher right now. You just got merged, son.
He's very much a DM, but sometimes also a player. We are currently in, like, we just started a Theros campaign, a D&D 5e campaign in the setting of Theros, which is a Greek mythology inspired setting. And we have several other things in the works that we've been talking about, and we're here to talk to you about them. And if you'd like, you can have your voice broadcast on the stream tonight. If you just join this Discord up here, and you can get in the waiting room and wait for us to drag you in the call and take your questions and comments, and just gab for a minute or two with you. For now, Josiah, is there anything that you want to open with, that you want to start with?
Not specifically. I don't know. You pretty much said it all. I mean, this is just a chill chat stream where we're gonna answer a lot of questions and just kind of talk about what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I guess the first and foremost thing for those who don't know, like, we're effectively merging what we do, which I know is, I feel like I've made this joke last time we first did one of these, but again, I feel like I'm like talking to my children and being like, don't worry, like, new mom is cool. But it's very much one of those things, like, nothing's gonna change, you know. It's very much one of those things where, like, she's gonna keep doing the content that you do, and I'm gonna be doing the content that I do, like Monster of the Week and stuff, and all the YouTube videos I make. Like, that's not going away. Like, that's not gonna change. And like, Doxy still, I know, wants to do like occasional streams where she plays video games and shit or whatever. It's more so just that this is like a project, I guess, that we're both working on.
Yeah.
So like, just to lay out what this actually means. Let's go. We're gonna be streaming 3 times a week on this channel.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Correct.
So running, like, reruns on the off days, except for maybe not Saturdays and Sundays.
Yeah, so basically the plan is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to be doing a show that is going to be tabletop related on this channel. So one of those days, which has already started, every Wednesday, we have the Theros campaign going. And once that campaign is wrapped up, we're probably going to be doing Icewind Dale. And it basically, one of those days is going to be kind of like a long form campaign. Another one of those days is going to be a one shot, so it's going to be still D&D 5th edition, but it's going to be just like that one episode is the whole thing. Like, it's a whole story, those characters, whatever, and then the one next week is something completely different with completely different characters. I mean, we might have some characters come back and stuff, but you know, it's a self-contained thing. And the third day is going to be kind of in between. So it's going to be like a full running campaign, but whereas like the first game is like a long stretching campaign, like Icewind Dale is probably going to be like a couple months long, if not more. And then you have these one shots that are these self-contained things. The third show is going to kind of be in the middle. It's like still a campaign, but maybe like 4 to 8 sessions. Like
That's where we're going to be doing stuff like modules, or like if somebody has an idea for just like an adventure that they want to run. And we're going to have a rotating cast that includes DMs. We're going to have different DMs, hopefully. We're right now trying really hard to put together our network, and that's something that we wanted to talk to you guys about is if you have any content creators that you'd like to see us reach out to bring on the show.
Totally.
And
because like we have a lot of people who like we know and are friends with and stuff, but like there's so many great content creators that do tabletop content and stuff like that
and
out
a bunch
there
that we've never even heard of.
Well, that's what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
right? Like there's so many that we don't know of just because it's such a huge group of people. So if there are content creators that do things in like the tabletop space, or even if they're not like D&D streamers or whatever, or YouTubers or whatever, but they just are streamers or YouTubers that you know like playing D&D and other tabletop games, then like, you know, let us know.
Yep, we want to hear about your favorite content creators that like to get down on some role play.
Totally. So basically the idea is just to give you guys kind of a whole spectrum so that if you like everything, it's all there. But if there's only certain things you like to watch, there's a lot of variety.
Mishmash.
So you have like your long running campaign, something that's a little bit more digestible that kind of falls in the middle. And then of course your one shots where you just watch it and that's it. And all of those are like different types of games that are all really fun to watch for different reasons, right? The other thing worth noting as well is our kind of like mid-length slot. We want to do, of course, D&D will show up there from time to time, but that's also a good space to do like Shadowrun and like Call of Cthulhu or like other role-playing games that are not D&D. That's kind of the idea anyways. And as far as my channel goes, I mean, I'm still going to be doing the same thing that I always do, putting up Monster of the Week videos with occasional videos or like DMing and stuff like that. Just general D&D content. But the whole idea with our one-shots is that a lot of those monsters that I cover on my channel will show up in the one-shots and stuff. Like Eric did one on the channel a couple weeks ago, our friend Eric, who he used the Bogeyman, which was a stat block that I made based on a Pathfinder monster.
It was our most successful show yet, too. That one got up to 200 viewers at one point when we were rerunning it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was a lot of fun though. So that's kind of the general vibe that we're trying to drop down for those shows. I guess yeah, that kind of just details like the plan. So if you're just curious about like why you've seen me showing up on this stream all the time, or why you've seen Doxy showing up like in the Dungeon Dad Discord and stuff, like that is why. Yeah, I don't know. What else do you have to say about that, if anything? I'm gonna change my background because I know it's making Aaron die a little bit in the chat.
One thing that I wanted to talk to you. Oh my god.
This is my favorite background. I'm sorry. Anyways, continue.
I want you to talk about the stuff that you posted in your Discord today.
What did I post in my Discord? Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, I should talk about that. Man, I'm going to change off of this background to something a little more, there. This is fine. Okay. That's not also something, yeah. So, my, the mods over on my Discord channel have been fucking awesome, and we've been kind of floating around this idea for a long time of doing basically like a contest, because my whole deal on my YouTube channel, for those of you who haven't seen it, is basically creating or taking old monsters from D&D and then converting them to 5th edition, so you get all these crazy old monsters that are out of print and kind of bringing them to the current version of the game, right? So just kind of riffing on that, something we've been talking about doing for a long time was a contest where once a month you can basically design and submit a monster, and then myself and the mods on the Discord community there will basically look at all the submissions and pick whichever one we like the best, kind of based around which one we think is most creative and which one has like the coolest, just most original ideas and that we like the mechanics for, and just overall which one we just would want to use and are most excited about. And then whoever wins this contest will get like a special role in the Discord, and also that monster might have a chance of showing up in one of the one shots that we do and that kind of thing. And like down the line, what I would really like to do would be to get art commissioned for the winning monsters and stuff, and make like a proper stat block page for it. That requires money, so that's on pause for a minute, just for the interim anyways. But if people are really interested in it, that's something I would really like to do with that down the road. So if that is something you are interested in, you want to make some cool custom Dungeons and Dragons monsters and enter them in this contest and maybe see them show up on the channel in a one shot or something down the line, that's a thing that exists now.
Why don't you go ahead and post in the chat a link to your Discord so that people can read the details on that?
Yeah, I can do that.
I think that's a good idea.
The channel you're looking for is DDDCCC, which is Dungeon Dad's Discord Creature Creation Contest. Which I can't remember who one of my mods came up with that. I think it was Ostrich, I'm not sure. But yeah, also a big shout out to my mod team, because they basically just did this entire thing from the ground up, and all I had to do was say, this looks great, thank you. So I do appreciate that a whole freaking lot. Let me figure out how to send a link to my Discord, and you should talk about something for a second while I do
Okay, yeah. Make sure that if you guys have any questions or input, that you're sitting in the waiting room in this Discord, and we'll pull you in a little bit here. We're gonna start taking calls from you guys and chat with you a little. One thing that I wanted to address with you guys is we were also throwing around the idea of doing maybe role-playing video games once in a while, where we role play as we play through a video game. And that might be a single player where like maybe Josiah is playing and I'm just there, and I'm like role playing a sidekick while he's role playing the hero of this adventure, or like a multiplayer game where we're just role playing characters as we play through the game. Could be a really fun time. We kicked around Sea of Thieves, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale. There's just a bunch of untapped potential there, I feel like. And that's something that we'd love to hear about from you guys too. Whatever video games you think you might want to see covered in that fashion. But yeah, please join both Discords so that you can have a finger on the pulse of both communities, which are basically going to be the same community from here on out. Just there's going to be some things that are... It's more organized to have it in the two separate Discords, right? Where there are contest things happening in Josiah's Discord and stuff related to his YouTube channel, and then stuff related to my Twitch channel.
There's going to be a lot of like crossover between the two for sure. Like I anticipate
Buffy and Angel or some shit.
Yeah, I anticipate that there'll be like a lot of people who are partaking in one will probably want to be in the other as well. But I mean, yeah, if you specifically just want to show up for the live streams and stuff, and that's the only thing you're really interested in, then obviously like Doxy's channel and Discord and stuff is going to be where a lot of that stuff is posted. Or if you're just interested in like the YouTube videos and like the monster stat blocks and stuff, a lot of that stuff is going to be just on my channel, which is just kind of how it's organized. But I mean, there's so much cross contamination. Pollination might be a better word to use. Between the two. I mean, pollination, contamination, whatever. Between the two, that like inevitably see stuff showing up on either place. But that's what that is. So also something worth noting too is all of the streams that we're doing here, like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, the Monster of the Week like one-shot streams, the VODs for those will go up on my YouTube channel. So you'll see like the Monster of the Week video about that monster, and the streams will be up if you want to watch the thing in action kind of deal. The other streams, like the Theros game that's happening right now, and all of the kind of more long form content that are not connected to the Monster of the Week videos are all going to be going up on Doxy's YouTube channel, which again is just a way to kind of organize and separate those things. That said, all of those VODs are in a playlist on my channel. So they're not like uploaded on my channel, but there is a playlist that if you go to my channel, you can just see Theros Strands of Fate. Obviously, I'd recommend subscribing to both so you just see it all. But yeah,
the bell, smash that like button.
Oh yeah, what else are we doing? Fucking, I don't know. Subscribe to stamps.com or whatever. We don't have.
Support the Postal Service.
Support the Postal Service. Wash your hands. Free Tibet. I don't know. What other things can we declare?
Okay. So one thing that I feel like we should talk about is sell your soul to Zero Doxy. You can do that just by hitting the subscribe button and paying $5.
Man, that's a sick deal. For you, $5 for a soul, dude. If only Asmodeus figured that shit out.
I also want to say really fast, like people that have reached out in chat just now, people that reach out to the show, if you have interest in being on the show and we like don't select you to be on the show, it's not because we don't like you or anything. It's just like we have a certain aesthetic, we have a certain vibe that we go for, and we just want to make sure that everybody has the proper chemistry and stuff. So
I mean, a lot of that has
to
do with scheduling too.
Yeah, there is scheduling too.
To be honest, but yeah, and just to answer the question that I saw there, like if you are interested, if you're watching this and you're a content creator and you're interested on being on the Zero Doxy Twitch channel, the answer to that question is just shoot either of us a message on Twitter or on Discord, or even if you can't like find the information, because I think my DMs are open, but even if you just go in general chat and just at me on Discord or something, like, hey, I'm interested, and I'll be like, okay, cool, and then we can have like a chat and talk about it and see what you want to run or what you'd be interested in playing and all that stuff. Yeah,
we're particularly looking for DMs.
Yeah, people were right now. The thing we're looking for the most is people who are interested in running the
seasonals is what we've been
the
calling
seasonals
them,
and stuff.
like,
I guess the
mid
mid-length games that I'm not going to be able to do because I'll be DMing most of, if not all of the one shots. I'll be DMing like the long form campaign, but yeah, like it's just not possible to prep and run 3 D&D games a week and have them maintain the level of quality that I want. So having another DM to do like a 4 or 5 episode show and then have someone else come over or whatever, because we have a Discord basically that's set up just kind of like a side thing for content creators and stuff who are interested in this, with the idea being that like even if you're not on one of the shows, if we're ever running a one shot and I'm like, hey, next Friday we're fighting this thing, who wants to do that? And then like if you're like, oh, I'm free on Friday and got nothing to do, why not? And like that's kind of the idea with that. Or also if you're going to run a show on your channel or something, you're looking for other people that are content creators that are into tabletop, basically just to kind of create like a connective resource that everyone
you
can
can't
use,
keep
right?
my soul, but you can play with it a little bit if you want, Doxy.
Yeah, if you're
I just want to say hi to Spookiest Fairy really fast.
Oh yeah. Oh, did someone said? Awesome.
It's somebody that I love dearly that has been around for a long time. That's all.
That's exciting. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, we have a little tabletop creator Discord, basically, just to pull people from, and also so you can pull people from. So again, if you're watching this and you are a content creator, like, message us and we can talk. And even if scheduling or whatever doesn't work out, we can't get on this show, like, we can get you in the Discord. And if something changes down the road, or there's someone else that's looking for people to be on a show and stuff too, you know, the whole idea is basically just to get everyone vibing with each other. Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about the one-shots a little bit, if you're ready to talk about that.
Yeah, give me 1 second here. Also, yeah, Solar, I just saw your ping in Discord as well. That's perfect. I will, once we're done here, I'll hit you up and we can discuss. And also, yeah, I saw that you make modules and maps and stuff, and that's sick. Like, that's kind of exactly the type of person we're looking for. Is like, we have people that we play with or that DM for us and stuff that do that kind of thing, like, behind the scenes more so, like, that don't necessarily have like a Twitch channel, but might have like a Patreon because they make maps and stuff like that. Or we have people who just play in tabletop games. Like, I know Tyler doesn't DM or anything, but he just like loves playing D&D. So, like, you know, and yeah, we yeah, I'll hit you up after. But that's exactly the idea of this whole thing. And yeah, so if you want to talk about what's it you said you want to talk about?
The one-shot.
The one-shot stuff?
Yeah, and how we were planning on doing viewer support stuff with that.
Okay.
I think that we can release the concepts to the wild now. I feel like we can tell people how we plan on running that a little bit.
We can talk about that a little bit.
It's all still very nebulous.
I mean, I have a pretty good idea of how a lot of this is gonna work.
We haven't fine-tuned the details entirely. Yeah. Is what's going on, but we know how we want it to work.
This is actually a great opportunity for you guys to maybe influence the way that we do this a little bit.
Yeah.
And tell us what you think would be interesting. So, excuse me. The whole idea is every week on my YouTube channel, I do my Monster of the Week video, which I haven't for the past like 3 weeks because this shit has all been going on.
Yeah,
and this is all been getting wrangled. But starting this week on Thursday, we're gonna be getting back in the habit of that. So the whole idea is every Thursday, the Monster of the Week video is going to come out, which is going to be a dank little video about a cool D&D monster. Great. That's that. Then on Friday, being the next day, or maybe Monday, depending on how scheduling works out with some of the stuff that we're doing. But basically, the following week, there will be a stream, which is our one-shot. And the whole idea is that that one-shot is going to be built around that Monster of the Week. So, just to give an example, this week, here's a little preview for those of you who care. This week, the monster that I'm in the process of getting all made up for the video is called Geganese, which is basically like a 6-armed giant from Greek mythology. And the whole idea is that this is kind of meant to supplement like Theros, right? Because Theros is this Greek-inspired D&D setting, and the Geganese do not exist, which is crazy because they're like pretty prominent in a lot of Greek mythology. So I'm making that into a stat block for 5th edition, and then on Friday we're going to do a little one-shot that involves that monster as like the primary antagonist. That is the idea behind that. Now, where the audience interaction comes in is after this weekend, we were trying to think of a way that's like, how can we have a one-shot every week where it's just like a different Monster of the Week style show, and we don't want to just put everyone in a pit and be like, hey, it's a Coliseum, fight this thing, because that would be like 2 hours of just combat, and like that might be fun sometimes, but a lot of the time that's not going to be super interesting, or it might get repetitive. So we basically came up with this idea where the premise of the one-shots is it's going to be this like supernatural being, likely a djinn or something akin to that, summoning just random heroes from the material plane, which will be our players, competing in a Coliseum for the entertainment of the multiverse and the beings which reside within it. The role of this Jin character, of course, will be played by me because I'm going to be DMing. The role of our heroes yoinked out of their world is going to be played by the players. The role of the audience in this kind of idea will be played by the Twitch audience, you guys. Basically, yeah, literally Dragon Ball Super is like kind of like that, but a little like not just a straight up fighting tournament. But yeah, like the audience will be fulfilling the roles of like these cosmic beings from across the multiverse that have all come to witness this. Because the Coliseum is not going to just be like, oh, you're in a round sandpit, go fight this thing.
Right.
The Coliseum can be anything we want it to be because this is a show being put on by an entity who is effectively a god. So the Coliseum might, if it's like a Slittykin or something, which is what Monster did a long time ago, which is very like all about infiltration and subterfuge. The Coliseum might be like a small town, and the one shot is about the parties having to figure out who the Slittykin is and like tracking them to their lair and then fighting them. Or the Coliseum for a monster that is like a big powerful being might be like an ancient temple, and the players have to like try to subvert this ritual that's summoning this monster and then like fight a weakened version of the Coliseum. Could be anything I want it to be, basically, for the premise of this. But of course, the one constant will be the being kind of hosting this show and the audience. So we're trying to come up with right now the one kind of linchpin that's going to have to be figured out before we do this in 2 weeks is going to basically be what role does the audience play in this whole situation. And we've got a few ideas that have been rolling around, but this is a great opportunity to put it out to you guys, either here or if you're watching this later, hit us up in Discord. Like, this is something we're going to be marinating on all week, is what role the audience can play. Because we've had ideas where it's like, you know, the audience can cash in some of those iridescent shards or like the channel points and stuff.
We were gonna do it with bits
stuff.
and donations and like sub gifts and stuff like that, where you can basically do like think the Hunger Games sponsorship style like gift drops. We just have to decide what those gift drops are.
Right. Basically just decide to what level we want that to influence the game.
Right.
And also, like, if that's something people want to have access to, right? Because a big thing with this, because it's a one-shot, is the whole idea with the arena is that, like, there will be a win condition, and they'll have only so much time to do it. And it's not going to be like, oh, you have 4 hours in real time. It's going to be like you have, like, for example, that one where if we did a Slittykin who's like infiltrated a city, it's like you have to find this before like 50% of the population is killed, which is like 7 days or something like that. So like a boon that the audience could grant if they like what the players are doing is like granting them more time for something like that. So it wouldn't necessarily always be like, oh, they get a magic item or like a free heal or something like that. It's like things relevant to the adventure itself. So I don't know. That's the kind of thing that we're kind of playing with. And I imagine we probably have different levels of things that you could do. Like small cheers would amount to something like getting advantage or something like that, or inspiration that you can use however you want. Whereas like bigger ones could result in like a magic item of some kind or
a cache of potions. Like
who knows? And that's basically what we're trying to figure out, is what level we want it to impact the game, and also like what level people will find interesting.
Click button. Do crimes.
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So if you have any thoughts on that, now is a great time to hit us up. Or again, if you're watching this later, or you think of something in the middle of the week, just shoot us a message in the Discord server, realistically, which is great because like there's a lot of room for discussion around that too. If you throw out ideas and like other people might want to iterate on them or whatever. So that's pretty much where we're at with that. Yeah.
I think we're about ready to start taking calls if anybody's interested. If anybody wants to ask questions or whatever, please join the Discord up there. We'll be taking your questions, comments, input. Why don't you go ahead and take our first caller, Josiah? Just drag them from waiting and bring them into business.
Is there a way for me to know what order people joined in?
No.
Cool. Then I'm just gonna go from top to bottom. All right, we will get to everyone, and by everyone I mean both people who are in there. But we'll start with the person who's top, I guess, because I think it puts you in order from when you joined. It doesn't matter. Solar, I'm gonna drag you into business in a second here. Hold tight. Hello, how's it going?
Hello.
You
Hello.
are on the air. What's up?
Just saying hi, proving I'm a real person.
Oh, hello, real person, Solar. How are you today?
All right, you're in.
Doing well. I pinged you on Discord, and I guess we'll talk all about that. I tend to write a lot of things based on mythology as well.
Hi, Miss
Sweet.
Doxy. How are you doing?
Show you all the custom
Less than
monsters
3.
I've made.
Yeah, man, that obviously is like a huge soft spot for me because that's literally what I started doing YouTube for, was just to make cool D&D monsters. So I'm really excited about that. That's awesome. Man.
My goal is 300 by the end of the year, just so I have my own monster manual.
By
Hell
the
yeah,
end of
dude.
this year?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say, geez Louise, you
No,
better
no,
get to
no,
work, bud.
I would have to take that as a full-time job. That would be ridiculous.
Right? Yeah.
No, the monster manual itself is 300. No, that'd be stupid. Anyway.
Like
but
how
no.
Wizards did this in 4 years. I'll do it in 6 months. Like...
Less than that. It's fucking
Hey, it's-
September, bud.
Hey,
Yeah,
wait,
right.
it's quarantine. You gotta find stuff to do.
That's true too.
Absolutely, that is true. But yeah, no, that's sweet, man. I'll definitely hit you up and like we can talk and see about possibly getting you on one of the shows. Either as a DM or a player, whatever you want to do. But yeah, we can suss all that stuff.
Yeah, you've got it. I've got 2 modules written right now, and
Cool.
I'm working on one open world humongous one.
Yeah.
That one, I don't know when that one will be done. If eventually.
Yeah. Do you have your stuff posted on the DMs Guild or anything, or is this all just stuff that you've done kind of for your own self?
I do this for like play groups that were IRL, but now no play groups are IRL. So
Yeah.
I just do it for what remains of my IRL play group through Discord.
Cool, man. That's sweet. I'm into
And,
it.
yeah, I will definitely link you and describe sort of how I do storytelling, how I do roleplay, what the deal is. Maybe I can learn from you guys too, because I'm always up to learn more efficient ways to DM and more creative ways.
It is an endless process for sure. I don't think I've ever walked away from a D&D session and been like, huh, I learned nothing and I'm perfect at this, you know? Like,
Oh, I walk away thinking I'm perfect. I just think, oh wow, I learned a lot.
I'm more perfect now.
I'm a
That's weird.
perfect
Even
learner.
more.
Did you have any questions or input for us at all, Solar?
Input. I think did I find you guys through Phenomenon?
Nope.
I feel like I
I'm not
did.
Sure.
Not that I
Then-
know. I don't know
then I-
anybody.
Then I was gonna be like, yeah, publicize yourself through them, but I guess I don't know where I found you guys through. Anyway, that would have been my
or Ollie or Lost Initiative.
that would have been my suggestion, is keep doing it through that channel, but that's a non-issue now. Anyway.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you so much for hopping in. We're gonna go ahead and take the next caller now.
Yeah, you got it. We'll talk more. I got tons of content to throw your way.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sounds
we'll
good.
we'll see what's good.
I'll
Okay.
see you around, man.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
You too. See ya. All right, Zaina, I'm gonna drag you in. That sounds way more threatening. I'm gonna put you in the call.
I'm gonna drag you in by your hair.
Don't put hair in my mouth. All right. What is going on?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah.
Sure can.
So, how are y'all doing, by the way?
Hanging in there. How are you?
Surviving.
I'm actually doing pretty all right.
Good to hear. What's up? Questions? Comments?
Well, actually, something that came to mind, just because it's not something I've seen too much of, that I think would be pretty interesting if y'all could figure out how to successfully pull it together. Uh, okay, so do you know about the mods for Skyrim Online, or I think it's going by Tamriel Online?
No.
I'm not super familiar with Skyrim Online.
I didn't know that there was a Skyrim. Like, is it just Elder Scrolls Online, or is it there a
No.
Skyrim Online community?
It is, well, it's less MMO and just more like, if I remember correctly, it is more just server based, like you and a collective of friends basically play in a synchronized save file together.
Oh, that's cool.
That is cool.
And trying to remember what I was about to say. And so far with the updates, last thing I remember seeing, like the last video I remember seeing of it that explains all of the updates and stuff, said that that all of the save files, or not all of, that a lot of the issues people used to have, where it was bugging with synchronized saves, because you used to be able to, or you used to not be able to do anything but play it Nord, and so now you can actually use your character in the like online space, which is really cool.
That is really cool. So, like, I think I see what you're getting at. Basically, we'd be able to like share a world kind of as two different characters. So if we were doing like Doxy, what you kind of talked about with the role playing, like a video game kind of,
Right.
we could do that
Yeah.
with Skyrim effectively, which would be crazy because that's obviously like facilitates that idea very, very well because there's such a high level of customization and all that stuff, right?
The immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a very immersive like group role play.
Yeah, that's a
You
that's a
got-
great idea. We should look into that.
Yeah, if you could link me information on that, just tweet it at me. I would be super fucking down to look into that.
We we could do it in VR. Could you imagine?
It's so hard for me to stream VR because my computer is haunted, but okay. Well. Yeah, please tweet that my way and I will take a look at it. And we'll go ahead and get you out of here, and we will open it up to new callers. If anybody else wants to join the Discord,
Yeah.
get in the waiting room. Thank you for joining
Thank you.
us, Zaina.
Thank you so much for joining us, Zaina. We'll see
Have
you
a good
around.
night.
Alright. You too.
Until then, we can just chit chat amongst ourselves.
Uh-oh.
We haven't had a whole.
Donkeys in the waiting room.
Okay, bring them in.
What up?
Hey.
Hello, is this DunceFan69?
Yeah, I was wondering. You're still friends with that Dunce Space guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really hot. Do you think you could hook me up with him?
I was informed last night that you should never share DunSpace's friend code.
No. It's like I'm not being weird or anything, but I think you should just do it. You know, like.
Anyway, hi Donkey, how are you?
I'll slide into his DMs for you later.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, how's it going?
Do you have any interest in DMing a seasonal?
Huh?
Do you have any interest in DMing a seasonal at some point?
What's a seasonal?
Like a 6 to 10 episode campaign of whatever system you want.
Yeah, sure.
Sick.
Yeah. I only have Mondays and Tuesdays off though.
Mondays is one of the days that we want to do it. So.
Sick. I'll take Mondays.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but no, we'll definitely.
I'm gonna toss you in our server because I
Yeah,
know
do
you're
it.
cool.
Yeah, it might be.
I don't know, dude. This guy in Quiplash last night was getting no points.
And then ended up winning.
And then you won that round, so I can't
I
even
was
talk
so
shit.
fucking mad the time that I like the one round that I won in Quiplash was the one I was the maddest.
Yeah, you're like, man, this is bullshit. You guys are picking all the wrong ones, and then you won. And I was like, well, I don't know what to think about this, but that was very funny.
Oh my god, Dilric's in this server? What, dude?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, I'm his biggest fan. Oh my god.
I thought that you were Dunspace's biggest fan.
No, I hate that guy.
Oh, okay.
I just think he's hot.
You wanna hate fuck him?
Yeah. He's just got such a huge dumpy.
Do you have any questions or input for the show, Dunk?
For what show?
Mine.
No, not really. I laid down in bed and then I was like, I wonder who's live, and I saw you were live and I saw you were doing this, and I just saw something about taking calls and answering questions, so I came up with a really dumb question to ask.
It was a good
Okay.
question, and also you have a job now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a
So-
job.
You're hired. Good job.
Now get out of my Discord.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Good night, Dunky.
I just love that that is punctuated by the. That's really funny. Yeah. Well, I know Dunce is putting together a Shadowrun game that he asked me to be in a while ago, so I'm sure if that goes well, he'd probably do another Shadowrun game. Or I don't know, maybe what Dunce, what do you want system do you want to do, dude? You want to do like kids on bikes? You want to do like microscope? It is Altered Carbon. It is Altered Carbon, which is just like the cool kid version of Shadowrun. I also love that you said I don't know what Shadowrun is, but you spelt it right. Like as Shadowrun is all one word, which would be like a weird thing to do if you didn't know that it was all one word. Gotcha, you're the imposter. Which is another game that we definitely want to play on this channel at some point.
On a Tuesday or a Thursday.
On a Tuesday.
probably.
Yeah, which I guess is something worth mentioning. Like Tuesday, Thursday, and weekends are off days for this stream. So we're not going to be streaming on those days regularly. But, I mean, if a Tuesday, those are the days that are just kind of for whatever. So, like, if it were on a Tuesday night and we're just sitting around doing nothing, we're like, hey, you want to play some, I don't know, what's a cool game now? Honey Pop? Are people still streaming Honey Pop on a Tuesday night?
Yeah, that's
That-
what we do.
Or, I don't know.
Fall Guys or
Ball Men.
Among Us or you know, just like anything.
Yeah.
The flavor of the week or whatever we feel like, honestly.
Yeah,
And,
which isn't something that's going to be every week. And I imagine because we're going to be really busy doing all this other stuff and getting prep for it, it's not going to be a common occurrence.
Yeah.
But from time to time, we might pop on just to play Fall Guys for a couple hours or whatever.
Or
You
even
get
just
it.
hang out like this.
Yeah, well, something else I was going to mention too is we said that once a month, usually like probably at the beginning of a month or towards the end, but at either end of the month on like a Saturday, we want to do basically this.
Yeah.
Which is just hang out, talk with everyone, get a read on what people are thinking, what people want to see, what people like, what people don't like, and also just talk about like what our plans are for the future of the two channels and all that stuff. And also probably do this with like a guest or two from some of the content that we're making. So have on like a couple players from one of the games, or one of the DM from the other game, or like whatever. Just anyone who's free and wants to chit chat for a little bit. But yeah, that's the general idea. What else? else? What else can we talk about?
There's something that I wanted to say. Oh, we're also going to be doing reruns. We're going to be doing reruns of all the streams, so that if you like can't make it for a Monday, a Wednesday, or a Friday, or like the specific time slot that we have, we will try really hard to get those out more than once, so that people have an opportunity to watch. And again, they will be up on my YouTube. But in case you want to have the chat interaction, the reruns have actually been doing pretty well. There have been a lot of people tuning in. Not a lot of people chatting though. So if you feel like chatting with people while you watch the rerun, by all means, talk to people.
We definitely want to make sure it's as accessible as possible.
Yeah.
With the idea being like, if something like the Wednesday show, for example, which is currently Theros Strands of Fate, that runs like late-ish on Wednesday. If you don't miss it, then, or if you don't catch it, then the next day we'll probably do a rerun, but like at an earlier time. Because that starts at 5:30 Pacific. So the idea is the next day we want to do a rerun at like 2 o'clock Pacific or something, so it's a little bit earlier.
Right.
And then if you don't see either of those, then Friday is the day that it will go up on the actual YouTube channel.
Yep.
And you can just watch it at your leisure. Because like I know it can be hard sometimes, like during the week, especially to set aside like 4 hours to watch a whole thing, which is why VODs are amazing. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have that evening free, then you can just kind of watch what you can and go back to it, right?
I was also thinking on either Saturdays, Sundays, or both that I would just run a full rerun of everything that happened that week too. Provided that it's under 48 hours of content, which I am sure that it will be every single fucking week. So, only good thing coming from being sick tonight. Usually I'm sleeping during stream times. But, oh, you stop it. You quit it.
But yeah.
Also,
So
in
basically,
chat, if you're too shy to join the call, that's okay. Go ahead and throw your suggestions in chat. We want to hear about who you want us to talk. Who are your favorite content creators that do tabletop content? I am very, very interested in doing that and building my network. And I keep saying my instead of our, like a selfish asshole.
That's okay. You guys can all see how my employer abuses me, and I'm not an equal partner.
Employer.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. Everything's fine.
I also want to hear about systems that you guys want to see also. I in particular really, really want to do another Zweihander campaign. It was just one of the coolest experiences. I really loved it. But if you have any cool tabletops that you've seen that you haven't seen played, or that you've seen and you want to see played again, I definitely want to hear about that.
Dude, I would 100% play and or run that Made RPG.
I don't know anything about it.
It's exactly what you think it is.
Like anime made?
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone made an RPG of it. I've heard that it's a lot of fun, but like it kind of like you have to do short games of it because it's like you do everything you can kind of do and then you're like, okay, well that's that then. I would 100% do like a 2 to 3 session campaign of that RPG. It'd be amazing. You have the outfit for it from your Halloween costume last year.
I sure do. I am your anime waifu, guys.
Yeah, you could get your anime, give you an excuse to bust that look out again for a few weeks.
I never, ever, ever want to make up anime eyes ever again. It was so hard. I like almost cried them off. It was awful.
That sounds horrendous.
It was terrible.
I do really want to do Kids on Bikes, which is just Stranger Things, the RPG.
Kids on
like,
Bikes
I think
is pretty fucking sick.
A short campaign of that could be fun. As you mentioned, is Zweihander. Also, like Call of Cthulhu is definitely something that we'll like go back to. There's a really cool like Lasers and Liches, which is 5e based. Sounds.
I can't wait for that.
Lasers and Liches is a lot of fun. We'll definitely do a shorty of that. fucking, what's it called? Swords Fall is another really cool RPG, which is it's a self-proclaimed Afro-punk setting, so it's kind of like steampunk, but with like a really big like black cultural influence to it, which is made by this group of really awesome black creators. I would love to run that or play in that.
I
What
feel
else
like
is
as
out
the
there?
whitest person on earth, I maybe shouldn't cash in on that kind of thing. I don't know.
I don't think
though.
it's cashing in if you're just saying this is a cool game and I want to play it.
Yeah,
That's why they made the game.
it's something to discuss, I guess. But since
They-
I would be making money, I feel like if we were to do that, I would want to donate all the money to the devs of that game that we made during that stream.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
It's
I don't
something
think
we would
it's-
have to discuss.
I don't think it's problematic to play a game that is meant to be played that other people are making and actively encouraging black creators by playing their content and saying everyone go play this because it's amazing.
Okay,
I don't know.
well, with the current political climate, I just feel like it's something that we'll have to discuss more.
Sure. I'll message the dude on Twitter and say, hey, is it cool if we play your game that you made? Maybe he'll want to come play in it. Maybe he wants
That would
to
be
be a part
rad.
of it.
I would love that.
He's like mega famous, so I doubt it. But you know what? If you want to come DM a Swords Fall campaign for us, god damn it, come do it.
There was also, I want to do Cyberpunk. There's a Cyberpunk tabletop from like the 80s. And
Yeah. That'd be pretty rad.
I would love to look into that. Haven't played Vampire the Masquerade.
That'd be a fun one to do too.
I have heard that it's super fucking fun, and clearly we're gonna definitely be doing some horror stuff for October.
Vampire the Masquerade is awesome if you like to roleplay, which I know that you do. I just know like that's not everyone's favorite part about D&D, but like if you play D&D and like your favorite part of it is roleplaying, then go play Vampire the Masquerade because it's kind of reorders the pillars of a tabletop game with roleplay like at the top. It's a really fun experience.
You
I
should
don't know.
explain the pillars of roleplay while I go pee.
Well, okay. I'm
You're
being
back.
abandoned. The pillars of roleplay.
What?
Just put your ear closer to your microphone.
What'd you say?
No, nothing.
Okay.
We were
Be right
just
back.
saying how cool you are. Anyways, the pillars of roleplay are combat, exploration, and roleplay. And that's not what I meant to say. I meant to say the three pillars of tabletop, or D&D specifically, are combat, exploration, and roleplay. Great. Well, now you know that. What else should we talk about? I don't know. How's everyone doing? Do we have any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, prayers? Dope. Maybe we'll hop into a vampire campaign, but it was always difficult to find a group to actually play regularly. Yeah, Vampire the Masquerade is definitely one of those things that, like, you need a specific group for, right? Because, like, not everyone who likes role-playing games and tabletop is going to love Vampire the Masquerade because it is so role-play focused. But with, like, the right group of players, and, like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if you just don't love the role-play aspect of tabletop games, then, like, that's fine, you know. There are some people who love roleplay, there are some people who love combat, there are some people who love exploration. But if you're one of those roleplay people, Vampire the Masquerade is fucking awesome. Also, I appreciate that caffeinated coffee bean. You're probably going to be hearing it a lot because DMs tend to talk a lot both in and out of game, so that's good.
Hello.
Hello. We were just talking about three pillars of Dungeons and Dragons / role-playing games. Smoke weed every day.
Uh-huh.
Fuck bitches.
Mhm.
Get money.
Yeah.
Those are the three pillars.
Yeah.
of Snoop Dogg's RPG. Which, if I'm
I
being
would play
honest,
the
if
fuck out
Snoop
of
Dogg straight up was like, "Yo, snibbity dibbity, y'all, here's my new RPG," I'd be like, "Fucking let's
Here's
go."
all of my
This-
money.
Yeah, this is now a Snoop Dogg RPG channel.
Snoop
I feel
Dogg
like-
was one of the first concerts I ever went to. It was amazing.
Really? That
Yeah.
would have been a sick concert.
He
I don't know.
poured
What
out
was
an
the first-
entire bottle of gin, like an entire big ass handle of gin on the stage as he started Gin and Juice. It was fucking sick.
That's funny.
I was like
I think the
15.
first concert I ever went to was Tree 63 when I was like 13, which is like a Christian rock band.
Nice.
And then the second concert I ever went to when I was 15
Slayer.
it wasn't Slayer, it was Kiss actually.
That's hilarious.
There was a Kiss concert and Econoline Crush opened for them. That was a crazy concert. Gene Simmons is old now and was then, but goddamn, he puts it all out there. There's a lot of pageantry for sure. Anyways, that's a brief history of the first two concerts I went to.
Oh, another
welcome.
thing that we should talk about is your fucking albums, your music. We should talk about that.
Yeah, sure, we can discuss.
We should fully talk about that.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Do you want me to play something?
I don't know. I don't think that's really appropriate right now.
Okay.
Not in this Christian live stream.
Well, okay, he does a lot of amazing thematic music geared towards
will.
D&D.
Yeah. I will actually give you a lowdown of what's happening. Okay. I have a YouTube channel. Also, that was Dragon Knight. That was 100% a joke. This is not a Christian live stream. I was just memeing. Wait, hold on. It can be.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I was don't blaspheme. I was I was supposed to explain my I have a YouTube channel called Chill Touch, but it's also like on SoundCloud and I don't know, Twitter, fucking everywhere. It's just straight up Chill Touch as per the D&D spell. Yeah, I don't know. I make a lot of different music, but it falls in primarily two genres which clash with each other on such an insane level. The first type of music that I make is like really aggressive electronic, like synthwavy kind of shit. I had an album come out called Cantrips, because that just started from a joke with me and some of my D&D players that all of the low-level D&D spells sound like they would be banging titles for bands or for like songs. So that's why I made Chill Touch, and we have like Dancing Lights. What else is on there? Primal Savagery, Shocking Grasp. All the cantrips are there. All the fun cantrips. So that's like more of like a dancey kind of like hard electronic music album. I don't know if we'll ever make another one like that again, but it was fun for sure. The other type of music I make is like just really intense cinematic music. Because as a DM, I like to use music and sound a lot in the games I run. So like when you're watching our D&D live streams on this channel, you'll often hear background music during combat or background music during like little moments and stuff like that. Just because I feel like it really helps set the tone and that kind of thing. The biggest thing with streaming on like a live platform like this, or even uploading things on YouTube, also big shout out to all the gift subs that we just got.
Yeah, that was super nice. Thank you.
Big shout out to Geozan for continuing that, and also big shout out to Kunsai, aka Eric. We just got doxed, Eric. Big shout out to Eric for all those gift subs as well. You guys are the best. But yeah, so basically the whole idea is because we're streaming on Twitch or uploading these to YouTube and stuff, we can't just like if I'm DMing for my little group of friends. Yeah, well, Eric, you came to Doxy's channel. What did you expect? You're finna get doxed. But because when I'm running just for my friends in my kitchen or like over Zoom nowadays, I can use movie soundtracks and stuff because it doesn't matter. It's not like out in the world. It's just like, oh yeah, I'll just take the whole soundtrack from Batman or from like Halo or whatever and use it as like epic combat music. But when we're streaming, you can't do that because obviously like we make money off of this from like ads and stuff, and believe it or not, the copyright owners of those music doesn't love that. And also like there's the skeezy element of not just want to steal other people's music for your own gain. So
Right.
The solution to that is to find royalty free music, right? So like we put some royalty free music that I like in the playlist. Also, there's some music creators that are just cool with using their music, like CD Projekt Red, who owns the rights to the Witcher soundtrack. I reached out to them, and they are just chill with people using their music in D&D streams. They're like, yeah, go nuts. So that's really awesome. And there's like some other people like Hildegard von Blingen on YouTube who you should all check out, who does amazing like medieval style versions of pop songs. We use that a lot for our intermission music, and they gave us permission to do that, and they're really awesome. So like there are exceptions of people who are cool with using their music. The point is, a lot of the music, if you don't want royalty-free music, you basically have to make it yourself, which is what I've been doing. So a lot of the music you'll hear on this channel, the majority of it actually is music that I have made, which is just kind of like this cinematic orchestral style music. So the current thing I'm working on right now, because we're running a Theros game, is I'm working on a whole album actually called Pantheon, which is going to basically just be one. There are 15 gods in Theros, each of which has their own domain, and they are god of X, Y, and Z. Like Perforos, for example, is the god of the forge and the god of like passion and creation and stuff. So I'm working on an album of music that the intent is to use it on our D&D live streams and stuff as background like epic combat music or just like kind of lyrical music for different things. And because it's a Theros campaign, all this music is one track inspired by each of the gods. But that's also all up on YouTube. And eventually, once we're done, I'm going to put all the tracks up in high quality on Bandcamp, just so you can download it. And if you just are like me and you like listening to cinematic and orchestral style music on your free time, that's all there. The only track that's out right now is Thassa, which I can link to in chat if people are curious.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, so Thassa is this god of the sea, and this god of like ancient knowledge and like gradual change and stuff. But also, as you know, the sea can be kind of like a cruel mistress at times. So her music is very piratey and very oceanic and like bombastic, and has a lot of like flowy changes to it and all these kind of crazy drums. It was a super fun track to make. So that's the first one that is done and published, which again I was doing for this channel, and so I can use this music in the background, but also I just love making this music, and it's all there if you're interested in that at all. I just dropped a link to it in the chat there. Yeah. So, like, if you watched our last stream or you are intent on watching our Theros show on Wednesday, like, you will hear this song come up.
There's also the one shot that we did that was very Thassa-centric.
That is also true, which has that same song in it as well. Eric's got the baby poos. But yeah, no, basically the bottom line is I love making music. I make electronic and orchestral music, and if that's something that you think sounds cool, go check it out. If it's not, that's also fine. I don't know, what else should we talk about?
I feel like we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, I mean, we
could
can
probably wrap it up here.
We can hang out for another, like, I don't know, 15 minutes or so and just see if anyone has any questions, but unless you're itching to get out of here, but
I just don't know what else to talk about, really.
Yeah, this is the part.
We could spoil what our first seasonal is gonna be if you want, but I kind of think that should stay a surprise.
That's 100% gotta stay a surprise.
It's so fucking good.
But we can talk about it in abstract. I'm gonna explain. Okay, I'm gonna explain. Also, big shout out to chat. Yeah, I agree. Butts are sexy. Moving on. The I feel like I can't talk about this without Bald Zeus in the background. The concept behind, actually, real quick before I do this, because as you can see by the background here, we're kind of doing a little bit of new branding and stuff for the channel. Nothing like super drastic, but just getting new starting soon screens, and like we'll be back soon screens from we go on intermissions and like overlays and stuff. Part of that is we're doing new emotes. We've got a couple that are done, and it's all looking really, really, really awesome. But if there's any emotes that you want to see, let us know and we'll think about it, because we're thinking about emotes that we might want to do in the future. That's something to just marinate on. Anyways, that aside, also Hype Train, that's exciting. Thank you
so much, everyone.
So to talk about our first upcoming mid show on this channel, it is going to be D&D 5th edition, sort of. I can tell you that. We also 100% are going to be doing this. We might have a DM, schedule pending. I'm not going to say much about that. But D&D streams are going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So every second day during the week, with reruns running in between and probably on the weekend. But yeah, this first mid-level show that we're going to be running is a custom homebrew world and setting that all started because of a stupid meme that was made in a Discord chat with some of our friends.
I'm so excited about it. You have no idea.
It literally started
fun.
because I made a joke. Someone posted an image that involved Clippy, who is like, fucking Clippy, like Microsoft Clippy, that Clippy ass motherfucker.
I see you're trying to write a resume. Can
Yes.
I assist you?
And I made a joke and said, man, Clippy as a Warlock patron. And then someone who we are friends with, Aaron, made that a thing. And then from that, it spiraled out into a fucking entire world and setting. And that is what we're going to be doing for the first mid-level show. That's all I'm going to say about it for now. It's going to be the stupidest thing on the planet. And I am beyond excited about it.
It's going to be so dumb. I'm really hype. Stuff like 7 Days to Die is a thing that we might do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Or like when we don't have a seasonal running and we don't have time to get something thrown together, then we might rely on video games and role-playing video games.
Yeah,
Seven Days to Die is one of my favorites, though, so I'm sure that we'll see some stuff. Like,
you're not going to see that stuff like disappear. It just isn't like really the focus of what we're doing, but also like, that will be a thing. We're always going to be on days off where we have time and feel like playing video games and be like, oh, let's stream, let's hang out with everyone, so.
I definitely want you to talk about your Patreon, by the way.
Yeah, sure.
And we have a different PayPal that we're gonna be using for support as well. Like mine is fine also, but we'll have a couple different PayPal links provided underneath this stream for people that want to support directly.
Because it's no, she's talking about PayPal. Patreon is so basically here's the deal. As when it comes to support and stuff, obviously subs and bits and all that stuff built into Twitch are like amazing. When it comes to like outside support, for people who want to donate directly and that kind of thing, we have a PayPal link that is basically just set up in such a way so that like we are mutually sharing it effectively, which is really hard to do because we're in 2 different countries.
It's
and that
super
was
tough.
like, but we figured it out. The wheels have been greased. Everything is all good. But yeah, so that's why the PayPal link is different, or changing rather. But as far as Patreon goes right now, the only Patreon we have right now is my Patreon, which is basically just set up for my Monster of the Week stuff at the moment. So like if my Patreon, which is Dungeon Dad on Patreon, is all set up with, you get, when I make the stat blocks for all my monsters, they're like Google Docs, and it has all the information, everything you need to run the monster is just there. My Patreon is set up in such a way so that if you subscribe to it, you get like I go and make like a monster manual style page that looks like it's right out of the monster manual, just in Photoshop with the art and all the plot hooks and that kind of stuff. So not required, but if you want to support and you also just like having access to that, then there's like a whole Google Drive that you get access to with doing that. What we're in the process of doing is basically just using that Patreon, I think, for this stuff too. So if we come up with patron rewards and that kind of thing, it will just kind of all be in one place. So you're not having to like pay $2 here and $2 here or whatever, you know, it's just all one thing. So that's what it is right now. So like if you like my content, you want to support that, great, go check it out. In the future, once we kind of have a better handle on what we want to do with that, you'll probably see some other features added there with, if you're already a patron, you have to do nothing. It will just be added onto that. And if you're not, then that would be the time to go and look at it. If you don't really love, like, if you're not here for the YouTube videos and stuff, and you like the stream content and you want to support them, yeah.
Basically, you're witnessing the infancy of a channel merger, and it's there's just a lot going on. So if you have any questions, now is definitely the time to ask. You can join the Discord. We'll bring you in. You just get into the waiting room. Or if you're too shy for that, go ahead and ask your questions or give your input via chat. But I think that we've covered pretty much everything. The only thing that concerns me is now we're getting more viewers and like they don't know what's going on.
If you're just watching this now and you're like, what's this all about, when the stream ends in a minute, watch the VOD.
I just want everybody to have a chance to hop in if they want to hop in
and like
questions.
ask for sure, whether you want to do so in voice or just in chat.
Mm-hmm.
But basically the bottom line is, for anyone joining this second, this is the headline. This is the important shit. We're going to be streaming Dungeons and Dragons on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Well, tabletop RPGs on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Right, okay.
Role-playing games, yeah.
We're going to be streaming...
Mostly 5e. Go ahead, sorry.
We're going to be streaming Dungeons and Dragons on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. One of those days in the future is a flex day. So it's going to be Dungeons and Dragons like when that starts up in a week or two. But, which will most likely be the Friday stream, is going to probably be Shadowrun, and then maybe Altered Carbon, and then maybe Call of Cthulhu. So basically Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is when you want to show up to the stream if you want to watch tabletop content. 2 of those days are Dungeons and Dragons. 1 of those days is also Dungeons and Dragons for now, but will eventually become other things, and then maybe be D&D. Basically, the 3rd day is not always going to be D&D. That's the headline here. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, stream. Here. Watch. Dungeons, Dragons.
But also, we're merging communities and content where a lot of Josiah's content is relevant to the content that's going to be.
Right. So that's the other thing. Just to keep this concise. I'm going to keep this concise. And again, if you join this second, this is what's happening. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tabletop streams are here. There's a Theros game going on right now, which is fucking awesome. I'm really excited about it. My YouTube channel is where you're going to see the other D&D content, which is basically Monster of the Week and the VODs for the Monster of the Week one-shots. So, all in all, if you want to be a part of all of this and see everything and watch everything and be a part of everything, this is what you need to do. You want to follow the Zero Doxy Twitch channel. You want to follow the Zero Doxy YouTube page, because that's where the VODs for most of the stuff is going to go. Which, I mean, if you're watching it on Twitch, sure. But if you miss one, that's where the VODs will be. And then you want to follow the Dungeon Dad YouTube channel, because that is where all of the Monster of the Week content is going to be. And basically all of our not live content. Anything that is just a video of me or us talking about Dungeons and Dragons is going to be on that channel. Whether it's Monster of the Week or like a player tips video that I do sometimes, or Dungeon Master video that I do sometimes, but Monster of the Week being the consistent every week thing. that's where you're gonna find all of that. Also, something that we've been talking about doing for a while, which I think we should do soon because it will be stupid and hilarious, is we've been talking about doing like a not even a review, just like a breakdown of the Dungeons and Dragons movie because it's fucking insane.
I haven't seen it, and that gives Josiah a boner.
It's the most insane thing. There is a scene in that movie where there's just a bunch of town guards hanging out with a fucking beholder. And you're just like, what? Why? Hello? There's a movie when it came out in like 99 or 98, I want to say. Actually, no, I think it was 2000. And it's insane. It's bad. It's bad. Every time I see that scene with the beholder hanging out with 3 town guards, I'm like, alright, what's up with that? Why is this like ultimate supreme evil being just hanging out with 3 town guards? Not only that, it's like it is a town guard. I'm like, dog, like someone didn't read the monster manual. Anyways, you can find this movie in hell because that's where I assume everyone who made it and all copies of it are currently. Jeremy Ironside's in it, and he does like the most hammiest role as this like evil wizard that you've ever seen. It's low-key amazing. But yeah, content like that. So obviously Monster of the Week, but also just content where it's us making any type of video content that is not live will be on the Dungeon Dad channel. So yeah, again, bottom line, all of our D&D live stuff, Monday, Wednesday, Friday here. The VODs for that are on the Zero Doxa YouTube channel. And all of our other video D&D content is on the Dungeon Dad channel. 3 things. Do them. You won't miss it. It's fine. I think that explains everything, like, to the nth degree. I don't know how else I can explain things.
There are lots of ways that you can be involved. Please join both Discords. Please support on Patreon.
I love it.
I love
5.
it. Thank you
1.
so much.
That's one better than last time. Where's my trophy?
Thank you very
Tom.
much. That's rad.
Thank you a lot. I really just can't think of anything else to really go over. You have one last chance if you want to hop in the Discord and ask a question or drop a question in chat. We'll give it another minute or 2. But other than that, you guys now know where you can find us. You know when you can find it. Well, really, honestly, the only static time that we have set right now is Wednesday at 5:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern.
8:30 Eastern.
8:30
It's 9:30 Atlantic.
Yeah, you're right.
I live in a hell time zone.
And that's pretty much it. Just keep an eye on both of us on Twitter. Our Twitter handles are below us. Just love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support and everything.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for sticking around and listening to us talk about all this nonsense that we've got going on.
And bearing with us as we like kind of get our sea legs for this sort of thing. It's just really dope of you guys to be so supportive no matter what and to embrace my new favorite hobby. It doesn't suck. All right, I think that we can just go ahead and raid now. I think I'm gonna raid Russ since he's one of our
so
boys.
if Russ is online, the guy we're gonna raid right now, he is a player in the Wednesday campaign. He plays Vigo Aurelius, the Paladin of Destiny. So give Russ a little bit of love and tell him that he's got a cute nose.
He does have a cute nose, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd give it a little.
He's a handsome boy. All right, I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you guys on the next one.
See you later.